In 2016, the Russian government attacked our democracy.
They interfered in the presidential election in a sweeping and systematic fashion.
All as part of a massive covert operation to help Donald Trump become president.
When Trump learned that the Department of Justice had appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller as the special counsel to investigate connections between his campaign and the Russians,
Trump slumped back in his chair and said,
"Oh my God.
This is terrible.
This is the end of my presidency.
I'm f***ed."
and that is a direct quote from the Mueller report,
which contains the most damning evidence ever compiled against a sitting U.S. president.
Unfortunately, though, very few people have read the report.
And before the report was even released, Trump's Attorney General William Barr lied about its contents
and told the American people that the president had done nothing wrong.
That is simply not true, and Trump knows it.
All throughout the investigation, he repeatedly tried to stop it and cover up his wrongdoing.
There's a legal term for that, and it's a crime.
It's called obstruction of justice.
Obstruction of justice.
Obstruction of justice.
And the Mueller report is filled with Trump obstructing justice. For instance,
1. After Trump's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, lied to the FBI about his secret conversations with the Russians, Trump tried to get FBI Director James Comey to shut down the investigation.
That's obstruction.
2. To lift the cloud of the Russian investigation,
Trump tried to get Comey and the other heads of the intelligence agencies
to publicly announce that he had no connection to the Russians.
That's obstruction.
3. When Comey refused to stop investigating Flynn and refused to say that Trump himself was not under investigation,
Trump fired him.
Cue the clip.
Regardless of recommendation, I was going to fire Comey. When I decided to just do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story.
that's obstruction.
Number 4. He ordered White House counsel Don McGahn to fire Mueller for a phony reason.
That's obstruction, and McGahn knew it.
He told White House officials that he was going to resign because Trump asked him to do crazy shit.
Even Trump's own lawyers knew he was obstructing justice.
5. When the press found out about it, Trump ordered McGahn to create a fake document denying that Trump had asked him to fire Mueller.
Falsifying evidence?
100% obstruction.
6. Trump ordered his staff not to turn over emails showing his son Donald Trump Jr. had set up a meeting in Trump Tower with a representative of the Russian government to get dirt on Hillary Clinton.
then he dictated a statement lying about the purpose of the meeting.
The obstruction continues.
Number 7. Trump convinced his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, to lie to Congress about his contacts with the Russians throughout the campaign about building a Trump Tower in Moscow.
That's obstruction.
8. Trump tried to intimidate witnesses and dangle pardons to try to get them not to cooperate with Mueller.
He even tried to influence the jury during the criminal trial of his former campaign manager.
The case for obstruction of justice is overwhelming.
But because of the Department of Justice's long-standing policy that prevents a sitting president from being charged with a crime,
Mueller had his hands tied.
Charging the president with a crime was therefore not an option we could consider.
But over 1,000 former federal prosecutors who served both Democratic and Republican presidents signed a statement
saying that there is more than enough evidence to charge President Trump with multiple felony counts.
The Russians attacked our democracy to help Trump.
And he was more than happy to accept that help.
The campaign had over 200 contacts with Russian operatives.
High-ranking Trump officials participated in or knew about these contacts,
including Trump himself.
But they never reported any of it to the FBI.
Instead, Trump lied and obstructed justice to cover up everything.
It's all in the report.
It's all in the report.
It's all in the report.
And as set forth in the report, if we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so.
To this day, the obstruction and the cover-up continues.
Donald Trump, if you're listening, on behalf of the American people, we will hold you accountable.
Our democracy depends on it.
Because no one,
not even the President of the United States, is above the law.